Hey guys, Banana Luck here. Welcome to another video. So today we'll be doing a review of one of the heroes we put, Cerberus. So we're just gonna run through his skills and take a look at his kit and try to find somewhere where he actually thrives or does well in. So he's quite a unique hero. So firstly, he's from the Cultist and Chaotic faction. But I think that he benefits better from the Chaotic faction if you have a Lord, the Chaos Lord, because this increases their faction allies damage based on their lost HP up to 60%, which Cerberus will always be at. He will always maximize the 60% damage increase. Same with the faction ally bonus when the HP drops below 30. So all in all, he's gonna get 80% damage increase versus what you see in the Cultist faction is just going to increase their attributes by 10 and increases damage accordingly. So he's a fighter actually, but when you look at his skill kit, you'll start to realize that it's not really meant for that. So firstly, his talent summons Water of Decay at the location of the enemy with the highest HP at the cost of 20% of max HP every 14 seconds. So assuming that Cerberus doesn't get hit, there's no enemies near him, he does kill himself in like 70 seconds once he used Water of Decay 5 times. And whenever he takes damage, this cooldown is reduced and he cannot be healed or revived by allies. And each death extends the revival time by 30 seconds. So he's gonna be very niche in terms of his area of usage, and this is why, because most of the content you will need to clear the units within that time frame. You wouldn't be able to benefit from this 30-second additional revival time. It simply takes too long. And onto his actual spells. So his ultimate, during the ultimate increases damage by 70%, and each instant of damage dealt will inflict 50% slow. So this means that if you have him with the Cultist faction Lord, this will actually, his damage on all his spells will actually be increased by 15%. And this scales up to 100% and the duration will last for 20 seconds at max. And this is his basic attack, but basically what he does is that once he's deployed, he does 200 AOE damage to his surrounding enemies and dealing 50% AOE damage to multiple enemy units per second. This effect lasts permanently, means that if your Cerberus can somehow survive long enough, this effect will just go on forever. And once he dies, this is the juicy part, Water of Decay. He actually generates this ground effect underneath, and I think it spans across 2 or 3 tiles, and it does 100% AOE damage per second for 12 seconds. So I have it at level 2, that's why it's 120, but at max this goes up to 140%, and it lasts for a total of 20 seconds. And last but not least, this reduces his deployment cost by 7, and upon his first death, reduces the next deployment cost of every allied mage by 1, and this goes up to 9 cost reduction and 2 cost reduction for each ally mage. And last but not least, as with all chaos units, his cost is decreased by 2 in the arena. So going back to his details, there's 17 costs here. So with that spell, his cost actually goes down to 10, if I'm not wrong, in a normal campaign or gear rate or artifact rate, but in the arena itself it goes all the way down to 8. And you can sort of start to see how his kit comes in. I prefer to refer to him as a suicide bomber because he just has to die, and when he dies with his ultimate active, that's where things get really juicy. So I will show you guys in a moment how he fares in like GR1. I think that's where he really shines. As well as AOE Arena, which is taking place right now. So right time for us to be doing this video. And I did find some use for him in Artifact Raid as well. But how you will gear him, I think, is going to be very straightforward. You just want to max out his attack as much as possible. I have a crit rate banger, so this could have been attack bonus, but I don't really have very good gear as of this moment. So I didn't bother with his HP or his defense because you want him to die quickly anyways. And you should go for 100% crit and and as much crit damage as you can afterwards. And don't bother doing anything with attack speed because his basic attack is this. The attack speed is not going to actually increase. You just need him to have good damage, 100% crit, and a high crit damage if possible. And yeah, I will take a look at his awakenings, but yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward. So all ground effect areas will slow enemies in range. And then I think Awaken Tree is where he shines because this will, when combined with his ultimate, is gonna double his damage even further. Crit rate, and then cooldown of talent effect. So oh, and the HP consumption is reduced. That means he can get it off, I think, 1 or 2 more times in total. So enough of the skills. I think you guys get the idea. Max out his attack, get 100% crit rate, as much crit damage as you can, and I guess like the AOE sets are gonna do really well on him, like the sticks, as well as the curse sets. So increases damage by 6% for every 5 sec. So let's now move on to see how he fares in certain content. We're just gonna go with Arena first really quickly, and you can see where he stands. And 17 cost here. Once we go in though, you're gonna see that drop very much drastically. And you can see that I've gone with him here because that just increases his damage by a significant amount. 60% is a lot. You can see that his cost is actually at 6 here, which is ridiculously low for the amount of damage he's gonna dish out. So first round I normally clear my Heart Suit, that's straightforward. Second round I have my Vienna in. Vienna is just gonna pop her out and instantly kill this entire wave. I'm not sure if the enemy even survives this. Most of the time they lose by round 2. This guy seems to be doing fine, and you're gonna see how Cerberus comes in here. It's just gonna be insane in the amount of damage that he does. And take note that he's just deployed for 1 round. So the enemy loses because she has lost too much HP, but let's just take a quick look at the stats to see how Cerberus fared, even though he was only deployed in the 3rd round. So you can see, even though he was deployed for only a round, he does 900,000 damage. I mean, in comparison with Hatsuit, who has better gear, obviously she will do better, and she was deployed for 2 rounds instead of 1 only. But you can see how his low cost makes him really stand out because in the situation of the arena, you want to clear the units as quickly as possible. And with a cost of 8, that's just ridiculously fast, you know, to get him deployed. Versus you think of your other mages like Morrigan or Kamet, gonna be 19 to 20 cost, which is way too high. Versus Cerberus, you can just pop him down and, you know, just let him do his damage. So I think this is one of the area he really shines, especially when you pair him with Gun, for example. So I'm just gonna move on to artifact rate next. So with Cerberus, I actually managed to clear through artifact rate 17 without actually getting a lot of the good gears on him. And taking note that I only received him on Friday. So with just very simple quick fix gears that I found lying around, I managed to actually use him to clear artifact rate. And you're just gonna see here quickly how it's done. I'm gonna pop him down, as well as a Silas, and a bomb is gonna sit in the middle. And he's gonna die, I think, quite quickly once Salazar uses his ult. And yeah, I'm gonna pop his ult here because it's gonna die. And you see that even before popping his ult, you're gonna see how much damage he does. A whopping 2 million damage actually. And you can see that, you know, he's on par with heroes like Wrath and Silas, and Wrath both have way better gear than Cerberus. So I think artifact rate is somewhere that he will really help with, given that your goal is to take down Salazar as fast as you can. So I can see why, you know, Cerberus will really be shining here. And the last one is gonna be a bit unique. And it's gonna be borderline ridiculous if you ask me, because I'm just gonna rely on one unit, Cerberus, to clear GR1. And you're gonna see how that works. And I'm not gonna try Knighten because his gear is not good enough, but you'll see how well he fares in 18. So we're just gonna have Cerberus and Taurel. So Taurel will come in at some of the situations to just get his rage cap up as soon as possible, so they can dish out damage immediately. And see, his cost is 8 here, but in the arena it's gonna be 6. So that's ridiculously low. And I think I might just pop Dolores down as well to give him damage boost later. First wave is not gonna do much damage, so we're just gonna let that slide through. But we'll drop a gun down once we get to the second wave. And sorry guys, this is gonna take a while because I just need the units to spawn first, but you're gonna see how ridiculous his damage output is with just 52k battle power. Granted, there's power of dominance on here, but even without that, when you pair it with other units, I can see why he's gonna be really strong. And I'm just gonna slow down the timer here because it's gonna be really crucial to drop him down here. Dismiss Taurel. And yeah, I think he's gonna die really quickly. Okay, and I'm just gonna keep Dolores here because she's fine. That's 184k damage per hit. That is just insane. Just look at all the units melting before they even arrive. That's with Dolores and Taurel. When I did a test run just before, I made this video, it was actually much lower at 140k, but you can see how he really shines here. And we're not even going to bother with the boss. We're not going to put anything ridiculous here. We're just going to let the timer run until gun comes up again. And when I last did the run, I actually got all the mobs down except the boss. And I believe that I can actually wait till the boss actually crosses the wall to put gun down again, even though his respawn time is ridiculous. So I think he's really going to pair very well with a unit like Volca because reduction in respawn time is just going to be really helpful. Gonna slow down the timer here again. Gonna place Taurel down. And then place gun down. And then I'm just gonna pop the outs. And he's gonna die very quickly because of all these bugs coming in at the same time. I didn't let these bugs come in first, so that's my bad. But you can see just the amount of damage that he's doing to the boss. It doesn't matter, they walked in time. And you're just gonna see there's only 2 more mobs left. And I'm just gonna speed this up again, but if you want to do this really quickly, you can pop in any of your mages, that works fine as well. But because I just want to show you guys how ridiculous Gun is, I'm just gonna wait for him to respawn. So I think when coupled with Gun and Cerberus, as well as Dolores, his damage output just becomes ridiculous. And that's just one unit. You're not looking at other units to place. If I place like a Vienna or Zealous here, it's gonna be a way quicker ending. It's not gonna take this long. And you can see the boss alone is just barely doing any damage now because it's just him. And we're just gonna put Cerberus down again here really quickly. And he's gonna die, and you see, there we go, we cleared with just one unit, just Cerberus alone. So you can see how insane this unit actually is. So, very niche usage. I wouldn't see him being used in campaign at all, I'm quite sure, because of that ridiculously long respawn time. And he's not gonna work in Gear 2 for sure as well, because I don't know, I don't think he can tank the boulder and actually kill the golems after in time. Because the second boulder is just gonna roll right through. And in Gear 3, there's just no way a ground unit is gonna really work out fine. So with him being in AOE Arena, Gear 1, as well as, what do you call that? AOE Arena, Gear 1 Artifact Raid, I think that's pretty much 3 of the places that I will see him being used in. And we're just gonna look at the damage here. 43 million from just him alone. That's just absurd. So yeah, I think that's it for the video, guys. So quite a long one because I just wanted to really run through his skills in detail and see where he fits in. And I know that, I've seen a couple of people pull Cerberus this weekend. So I just thought that this would be really helpful for you if, you're still trying to figure out where this unit stands. But I think where he shines is really with the chaotic lot in place. Valadov should be fine as well because that's 40% damage M. It's better than nothing. But I think with Gun, with the 80% damage amplification, I think that's where he really shines. But that's it for the video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.